My name's Amy Rivera. I am the founder of Ninjas Fighting Lymphedema Foundation, and I wanted to give a couple minutes here to give my testimony, not only to the person who wrote the book, but to the book itself. And that book is called You versus You, and that person who wrote it is not only a mentor, but a personal coach of mine, and his name is Todd Cahill. And I have to first and foremost say, Todd, thank you for being so vulnerable and real. There are a lot of coaches out there that are not real, or they just tell you what you want to hear, but you really use your personal experiences and show people how you dealt with them. And how you did that was you put these 12 battles that you have personally dealt with in this book. And as I'm reading the book, I realize I'm dealing with the same 12 personal battles. But the one chapter that really stood out to me was You versus Your Future. And the reason being is I had started a foundation to help people who had the same incurable disease as I did. But the deeper reason was I want to leave a legacy, and not just to people who have incurable diseases, but to people all over the world, and most importantly, to young women who are struggling to find their voice or to find the acceptance in the world, who they want to be, and to know their worth value, their true worth value. And I came to Todd with all these ideas and didn't know how to make the next move or where to go or even brand myself. And I started a book a long time ago. I couldn't get it finished because I just didn't want to face those problems that I had. And I didn't want to recreate those memories that I tried so hard to forget. But the reality is you have to, in order to beat these battles that Todd talks about in this book, you have to face these battles, and you have to be real with yourself. You have to be brutally honest, because like Todd says, even though circumstances may or may not be your fault, you need to realize what those circumstances are, and you need to understand how to change them. And so I finished the book. I'm speaking more about my personal story that I've never talked about before. I've always talked about lymphedema, but I never talked about the real Amy story. What battles did I see, or what battles did I face? What were the issues I had to overcome? And some of these circumstances were not my fault, and others were because of the way or the decisions I made. But I didn't recognize that until I started to read this book. Now, every chapter in the book is phenomenal, and you get a golden nugget out of every chapter. But you have to be real, and you have to be honest. And Todd does a really good job by sharing his message through the eyes of himself and how he was able to overcome these battles. He talks about depression. He talks about anger management. He talks about self-esteem issues. He talks about finances. He talks about spiritual growth. He talks about everything that we all face or don't face or we like to avoid. He puts it out there, and he's very real and he's very honest. And that's a big part that helped me to continue to follow my dream, follow my passion, is by being real and being honest. Because at the end of the day, if you're fake, who are you going to help? Nobody. As a matter of fact, you're going to hurt more people. And that really resonated with me, because I have a story, you have a story, everyone has a story, and everyone's made for greatness. But it's up to us to really find it and to hone in on it. And 9 out of 10 times, our greatness is within our story. And Todd really helped me find my greatness within my story. And if you haven't got the book, I highly suggest you get the book. It's an incredible book. And I just am honored to have him as a coach, have him as a mentor, and I can only hope that I reach just as many people as he does and help change lives and change generations and change the future for people like he does. So I just wanted to give this testimony from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being real. And most of all, thank you for not quitting and giving up. You know, you share a couple stories or your experiences about where you wanted to give up, and you didn't. So that alone, you know, gives a lot of substance to who you are and your drive and your vision and your purpose in life. And I have the uttermost respect for you and your family, because it takes a family to support you as well. And it takes a good support system, I should say, if you don't have family members. But it's an incredible journey you've been on, and people's lives are changing. And my life has changed, and I wanted to give that. And people who don't think that these issues, these 12 battles, are not serious, they are. They're hindering you from your developmental growth. They're hindering you from finding your true success. They're hindering you from finding your purpose-driven life. They're hindering you from finding happiness. Your life should be a journey, and it's going to be up and down. But at the end of the day, you got to find your happiness. And how you find your happiness is be real with yourself. So be sure to get the You versus You on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, everywhere. You know, he's in Target. Pick up a book. Do yourself a favor. Invest in yourself, because then you'll invest in your future. So with that being said, thank you, Todd. Thank you, everyone, for being so honest in the group, and just really helping one another change lives. Have a wonderful day.